I guess we'll call this the first episode then of what are we calling this thing?
The way we play.
The way we
way we play.
Yeah. I guess we'll start off a video game conversation then on our video game podcast.
Should we introduce ourselves?
Probably. Do you want to go first?
You go first.
I'm Connor Hamilton.
I'm Brice Cornell.
I'm Patrick Gainen.
I'm Michael Gainen.
And we got Michael in the corner who's sick, so he may not talk.
Yeah. So I guess we'll start off with good question is what's your guys' favorite game to replay?
For replayability.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Do multiplayer competitive games count?
I guess I would say that's the game.
I would say, yeah, if it's your favorite game that you go back to constantly, yeah, I would say multiplayer games can count.
If you can come back to it.
Yeah.
Smite?
Smite's, yeah, because Smite's one of those games where it has to have replayability. Or
So I've
it's
never
a shitty
played
game.
Smite. What is Smite?
Smite's like League,
All right, it's like a just standard MOBA. I guess it's first person, isn't it?
Third person.
Oh, third person.
Oh, is that the one where you're like
You're the
different
gods.
like
shamans
or something?
No, gods.
gods.
You're different gods and
Yeah.
like you have little minions.
Yeah, and they're trying to like build towers and stuff like
Okay.
that, and you fight around it.
Yeah, they don't
I think,
build towers, they're trying to destroy other people's towers.
Okay, well,
And
Are you
then
talking about
Yeah.
Heroes of the Storm?
The way you win is by killing the enemy Titan.
okay.
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 So it's
Yeah.
just a clone of League.
Mariana was playing
Well,
that game.
League didn't even do the first MOBA.
That was Dota.
You don't have to be the first. You just have to be the
Just
biggest.
You have to be the best.
Yeah, just sort of like how
See, I don't like
Overwatch
guys
wasn't the
who
first
watch
quote-unquote hero shooter. It was just the most successful.
Yeah. Dude, I felt Overwatch kind of came out of nowhere. And I played the first little bit of it, and I was like, okay, I'm just not into MOBAs, though, so.
Well, I mean, Overwatch isn't a MOBA.
But it's the same kind of base concept. Just
Yeah, I
one
guess.
kind of map, kind of you're moving one left, like, to the end. It's a lot like a multiplayer game, even Call of Duty-esque.
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, don't they still have like what would you call that in Call of Duty? The one where you kill as many people as you can before they kill
Assault?
too much. Yeah, wouldn't it just be like Assault?
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's the same base concept, I guess.
It's like a weird niche shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
then
just... oh.
Paladins, which is also made by the same people as Smite, is just a rip-off of Overwatch. It's literally just a copy-paste.
What's okay?
Okay, Michael, you're going to have to either move closer to the mic or not talk, because we're not picking you up whatsoever.
Well, yeah.
So,
All right. Who's next?
yeah.
All right. I guess I can go next. My favorite video game is probably BioShock. I go back to that game all the time.
Okay.
Even though it's like a set story,
Yeah.
just I find new things all the time. BioShock or Dishonored both have constant replayability for me.
Which one is your favorite? Which
The first for both franchises.
Okay.
I like Infinite.
Infinite's a good one. Infinite was a lot of fun.
I watch a speedrunner of Infinite. He's really good. It's really cool.
Yeah. That'd be hard. Speedrunning Infinite.
Getting no levels there. We got to talk louder if you're coming from that side of the room,
All right.
because you're getting nothing.
Get angry with it.
Feel the passion about the video games. Let it flow through you.
Yeah. I would like to try speedrunning Infinite once in a while, but
Speedrunning is an
my hands aren't
interesting way to
fast
play.
enough.
I used to be able to do the first Mario game in 10 minutes.
Really?
Really?
I just watched that YouTube video of speedrun in 5 minutes, and I just kept watching it until I
Yeah.
kind of had it down enough where I could do it in 10.
I mean,
That's
back in the
what most
day, I
speedrunners
always...
do. They just copy other people and then make it better.
Yeah.
It's like
Well,
programming.
Yeah.
That's that 10,000 hour rule. You just keep doing it till you can do it the fastest.
I love the speedrun games that you can't like speedrun, like people who speedrun like Minecraft and stuff like that. It's just like that's fun because it's just like then you have to think about like what is the most like what do I have to do first? How do I do this quickly?
What qualifies as beating the game?
Did you see the AGDQ Minecraft speedrun?
No.
It was like they had like a bunch of speedruns for like 2 weeks, and they had a Minecraft one, and I was just like, what? How do you speedrun that?
Well, I would
But
say
it was like a specific seed. Everything was like planned out, so it wasn't really random.
I would say the speedrun has to go to the end of the game, and the end of the game is
Yeah.
wherever the credits start playing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there could be other aspects to the game, but wherever the developer decided at this point is where we're going to show you our names. That's where they felt.
Yeah.
That's where people will end up.
I almost feel like speedrunning would be a good topic for its own entire segment. You know, we'd talk about what's your favorite game to watch, be speedrun, or speedrun personally, I guess.
That's easy.
Yeah.
Mario 64.
I was a big fan of either Wind Waker or Super Mario Sunshine. Those are a lot of really fun to watch speedruns.
I'm always blown away too by speedrunners because that's a lot of dedication to one game that I just can't ever do.
We are
I'm
so
like-
ADHD.
Yeah, I just get so distracted. I mean, Patrick sees me play video games. I play with listening to an audiobook because I just
Yeah.
I gotta have more stimulation than just one story.
Yeah.
I need to absorb everything at once.
Yeah.
And then you only get really half of it, so you start thinking, wait, when did Bill Burr voice over Bloodborne?
Yeah. It's funny though because of my listening to books on tape and playing video games at the same time. There are certain moments where I'll think of something or like be playing a game and all of a sudden I'll remember things from like, oh yeah, I was like listening to a book and this is what they were talking about when I played this level of this game.
Yeah.
It's just like weird now memory trick I have where I can all of a sudden remember information.
I don't know, sort of reeling in the ADHD. I don't know, I guess my favorite game would either be a tie between Bloodborne or Persona 3. I've been playing a ridiculous amount of Bloodborne lately, especially during finals week. Otherwise, Persona 3 is just my all-time favorite because I'm a fucking weeb.
Yeah, but I mean, when I saw a lot of Let's Plays and stuff for Bloodborne, that looks pretty cool.
Oh god, yeah,
So Bloodborne's the one where you're the vampire, right?
No,
No,
Bloodborne's the Souls, like, it's a spin-off of the Souls franchise.
The Dark
Souls.
Souls. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's essentially the same gameplay mechanics, except a few things are
You have
switched
guns.
up.
Oh, you
Well-
know what it was? Is we watched the Achievement Hunter Let's Play. They called him a vampire.
His name was Fabrizio.
Fabrizio. That's right. He's not actually a vampire.
No, it's like you're a hunter,
Yeah.
and it's the standard Dark Souls. You're
It's
thrown
the
into
Dark
a
Souls,
world you
but
don't
no.
understand, except this is like really Victorian,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
the gameplay benefits sort of quicker, more decisive movements instead of shields. And I guess the end game is a lot more simpler than in Dark Souls because you don't really have as many options. You're more limited up by what you pick for your primary weapon.
I hear a lot of people who can play like the Dark Souls game or Bloodborne, who can play those multiple times. I've never played one, but like, what do you think gives it its replayability? Is it like?
Honestly, it's because every run through you do, you can choose a different stat to spec into, a different main weapon to use, or you can even do magic builds. They're not really that recommended, because magic in Bloodborne really wasn't all that phenomenal. It wasn't all that high damage. But in one of the DLCs, they actually gave you a weapon that scales off of magic, which sort of revitalized it, but it took till the DLC to do, so, that's kind
Tried
of a
playing
flaw.
Dark Souls, but I couldn't get past the difficulty
Mhm.
threshold. Because I'm a noob.
Yeah, no, that was me too. I like walked 5 feet, came across like a boss. I'm like, well, what the hell is this guy? And like,
Yeah.
got owned. I'm like, well, I don't know.
Aren't you supposed to like?
Oh, are you
skin
talking
the
about
first
Dark
boss
Souls
in the
1?
first Dark Souls
I
game?
think Dark Souls.
Like,
You're supposed to, like-
find a way around him and just ignore.
It's not a linear
Run-
game. You can just do whatever you want, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the other thing is you can either run past him or you can kill him with the broken sword, and if you kill him with the broken sword, you get this big mace that you can use for pretty much the rest of the game. But otherwise, you run around him and you get like a bow and a sword, and then you come out into the pit from like a high up area and you drop onto him and you do like half his health bar in damage, and that just makes the fight stupid easy. But yeah, no, it's a tricky game.
Yeah, no, I've always wanted to get into Dark Souls. I feel like that'd be a fun series to play.
It's worth it, but it's a time commitment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I hear a lot. And then
Yeah,
that kind of leads
hours of play.
Yeah.
me into my favorite replayability game for time commitment. That's Minecraft for me. Got super addicted to that my freshman year because I'm like, I'm gonna get all the achievements in this game.
Oh god.
Oh, that was way more work than I thought it was gonna be.
I have to ask, PC, console, or PC or console?
Console. I have it for the PC, but it's like I always found the PC. I don't know enough about modding or really know enough about the game on the PC version.
Yeah.
Like I didn't never have anyone to teach me it because I just played with people on console. But
Yeah.
I don't know. There's something about it. It's like for me, I always classify Minecraft as like it's like Legos for adults. So I'm like, well, I just need like 20 minutes where I just don't have to think and I can just build shit and then destroy it.
Yep.
Did you hear that Lego is actually coming out with a new video game that. I think it's called like Lego Worlds, but I'm not really sure.
Lego
Lego
Dimensions?
Dimensions?
No, it's a new one.
Oh,
I
no.
just heard about it, and it's supposed to be like Minecraft but Lego.
That's sweet.
Huh.
That's cool.
You-
Just a giant sandbox game.
Do you know what the
Yep.
best Lego game is? And you'll never hear about it, but it's like Lego City 3. You got to be like a pizza boy, delivery guy. You roll around on a skateboard. I remember playing it as like a kid. I think it was like a PlayStation 1 game. It was
When I was
so
like-
good, but it's terrible classified now.
I think I had that game for the Game Boy.
Yeah.
Like the original
Yeah, we did.
Game Boy Advance.
When I was like 7 or 8, my dad got me a copy of like Lego Racers for the PC. And it was just like this weird racing game where you could build your own car, and there was like 8 tracks, I think, and I had them all memorized. I could probably do them with my eyes closed back in the day. It was bad.
Yeah, those early Lego games were fun. I mean, Legos have
Yeah.
always been that weird kind of product. Getting a little way.
It's always going to hold a special place in your heart.
Yeah.
You know? You grew up with it.
Yeah. Lego Star Wars was my.
Dude, I loved. I wanted to go to the
Star
store the other day and go
Lego.
buy a Lego Star Wars TIE Fighter because I'm like, I had that as a kid and it was so fun to build and I loved it. I don't have it anymore. They're like $100 and something. I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
That's not
They've
happening.
always been like pretty expensive as far as I can remember. Like the big nice ones.
Mhm. If you're looking for a pretty good nonfiction movie to watch, Lego A Brickomentary is really eye-opening because you're like, it's a product that you've been around your whole life, and there was a point though where they almost went bankrupt
Really?
in our lifetime. It was, if you remember the time when they had those like weird Legos where they were like different size and they didn't fit together with the
The
other
Mega
ones.
Oh, like the
Ma-
mini ones too?
Yeah, and there was that almost killed the franchise because people were like, this is not what we want. The best part about Legos was everything connected.
They're all standard.
yeah. And it's just like,
Legos are standards.
I just remember, like, my favorite memory of being a kid was we went to Legoland in Disney, and they've got, like, that giant dragon in the water and, like, the weird Lego statues that are just so cool to look at. And when you're that young, it's just like, wow, I wish I could do that. Hey,
Statue
Dad,
of Yoda.
open your wallet up.
Yeah, we had a Lego store open up in my hometown mall, and they had like a Yoda at one point. I believe they had a like full-sized like red Corvette.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Those are always really cool to
Oh,
see.
yeah,
See that
so much time and dedication
That's-
just to build this Lego. It's great.
That's one thing that I thought was pretty cool with when they released Lego Dimensions was that there is an actual aspect of physical Legos to it. Though it is like I believe it is kind of like Skylander-ish
Yeah, or-
situation where they're like, haha, you gotta buy more characters now.
Wasn't, like, Webkins the words, can't find him, proprietor? Is
Yeah.
that the right
Yeah.
one?
I think
That was like the proprietor of this. Buy this thing and you get in-game content type deal. And ever since then, it's been popping up everywhere.
I mean, I was trying to explain to my parents like why Skylanders to me was like an amazing economic move for a video game company. They're like,
Yeah.
I don't get it. I'm like, imagine Pokemon. Well, you have to buy the Pokemon separately.
Just
That
to
was
have it.
genius. Yeah,
Yeah.
just and I was talking to my little cousin who plays it, and I'm like, so you like, do you need all of them? He goes, oh yeah, like some locations you need a certain one to unlock it.
Really?
And I'm like, that seems ridiculous. Like,
I mean,
Huge paywall.
that's like Rich Kids, the game.
yeah. And I mean, my cousins still play it, and like every Christmas they get piled on more and more and stuff like that. And I'm like, wow.
You know what is really weird to watch?
What?
I don't know if you guys have like younger cousins. I mean, obviously you do. But when you've grown up a good 6-7 years older than these cousins, and you know, you see them playing Nintendo games and doing all that when they're young, and then you see them like transition and get a next gen console, and next thing you know, they're playing like, oh, what was it? Last Christmas it was like Rise, Son of Rome, and like all these violent games, and you're like, dude, I remember you as that kid that played with Legos until he was like 12.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bringing it full circle here. But like it's just weird to watch like the evolution of a gamer
Yeah.
as a gamer, like as an older gamer.
And like see the path that they take.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what made you start playing Smite versus like Dota?
Yeah. And I mean, these are questions we probably don't even ask ourselves, but
Yeah.
it's interesting to watch.
When,
Yeah.
I've always said when I have kids, I really want to start them off with like an NES. Just be like, these are the games you start off with. You appreciate them, and I'll give you
Yes.
good graphics when you deserve good graphics.
Yes.
Do you guys remember Bionicles?
Oh, dude, that was my
Bionicles were the
jam.
Greatest.
Oh, they had like those online Bionicle games on Lego.com or whatever.
Oh yeah, I remember.
I was
that.
like a Flash game nerd.
Yeah.
Every time a new one came out, I'd be that guy who would go in and learn where everything is.
What
And just,
made them so great is that they had like the Lego type things.
but they were also like action figures.
Yeah.
They had the
And
ball
then-
joints.
And then
Yeah.
they also had movies.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
they also
Like,
had
yeah.
video
Bionicle
games. It was
movies.
just
I'm
like-
surprised.
Yeah.
I'm surprised those I'm not Bioshocks. The what are they called?
Bionicle.
Bionicles didn't have better video games purely based on the like you could mod your own character because that's how the characters were meant. Like you could
Yeah.
like, almost do an RPG kind of game with those where you like
Yeah.
I just found a new arm.
Yeah, I'm
And, like, you
surprised
build
that
yourself.
franchise didn't take off more.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean everyone I knew.
Well, I think it
loved
did. I think it just the franchise died.
Yeah, I guess it doesn't
Uh,
have that same nostalgia value.
When the kids who grew up playing with Bionicles grew up, I believe
Well,
Bionicles just started.
I think it was around the same time that Lego was having the issue where they,
Oh,
they
yeah.
focused more back
they
on
probably had to cut
And then
some.
they tried to bring it back with that other thing that had like a different name.
yeah.
And they were like easier to build.
Yeah, I heard about that. I don't know.
I don't know. I just really like the complexity of it. Because
Mhm.
you remember like how they made those rolling ones where they had like the lever at the back and their like head would just shoot out.
Do you guys remember Beyblades?
Oh
Beyblade.
no!
I had them. I was
remember
not
Oh,
really.
no.
Beyblades.
Growing up, I had this friend who was just weirdly obsessed with them, right? He had like 3 or 4 different rings and he had like all the different ones and he'd talk about the show nonstop. And this was when I was in like 3rd, 4th grade and I'm just like, dude, I'm a Pokemon fanboy. You're barking up the wrong tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was I had the Yu-Gi-Oh cards instead of the Pokemon cards as a kid. But
Dude.
Michael, you had Pokemon cards. I remember that.
I had Pokemon cards until I found out about Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
Oh no. What's that quote? If you're a parent and you don't want your kid to buy drugs, just get him into Magic. They won't have any money for it.
I don't know. I think
Did you talk about your favorite game? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it was,
mine was my
Favorite
It's
childhood
Minecraft.
game.
favorite
Oh,
childhood game.
Childhood game. Okay.
Oh no.
The best ones I remember, like when I was like 10, was like Battlefront 2, Star
Oh.
Wars Battlefront 2,
Battlefront 2 is great.
and that motocross bike game.
Oh,
That game's
MX
so
Unleashed.
good.
I had the ATV one of that, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, the
I
ATV one
loved
was fun too.
what's it, Spyro. Played
Spyro.
the
Which
crap out of
one?
that.
SSX Unleashed.
I had-
SSX 3.
I had
and
no-
SSX Tricky.
I had no
no.
concept
The
of
snowboarding games.
Yeah.
growing up like video game. Like I didn't understand that they were franchises.
Yeah.
I would just go, oh, I want this Spyro game. So I never learned the titles or anything.
Yeah.
I just because like I didn't have any close siblings to my age, so it was just kind of
Okay.
like I like this game. So
Yeah, no, I had an older sister who used to beat that out of me.
yeah. I was like, so like I do have an older brother. He's 14 years older than me.
Oh.
But that was really nice for my video game growing up because he was into video games
And
slightly.
he was like, hey, check out this cool thing.
well, it was more like he went off to college and left all his
Oh.
crap at home, and I knew how to plug it in.
Oh.
But I used to play this game on the Genesis called Altered Beasts. Could not beat second level, but
You know what game was impossible for me? Finding Nemo.
really,
Really?
I could not beat Bruce.
Like
Yeah,
for the
Bruce.
GameCube?
He
I
was
was
impossible.
telling Connor about this the other day that we had the Finding Nemo video game for the original Xbox,
Oh no.
and we couldn't because I have we're come from a family of 6,
Yeah.
and I'm the oldest.
Oh no.
So when I was like 7, fresh getting into video games, just got the Xbox One, get the Finding Nemo video game, start playing it.
Wait. When you say the Xbox One, you mean like the original
Oh,
Xbox?
yeah, the original
Yeah.
Xbox.
Yeah. Sorry, I
The
didn't
big,
wanna.
bulky black one.
It still looks the same.
Yeah.
dude, great doorstops.
Great doorstops. But yeah, Bruce. Bruce was just like the first boss you really encounter, and we just
Yeah.
never beat it.
No,
We
that
started
game
playing
was
different games.
that game was tricky. I had it as a kid. You know?
Growing up,
And that was one weird puzzle game because like every level was almost completely different. You had
Yeah.
to learn like a new set of rules.
Or yeah,
You know
growing
what
up-
game is impossible?
What?
The Witness.
oh,
That game is just so
I
hard.
never.
I've
played
never
that.
heard of it.
Is that the one where it's a puzzle game?
The entire game is like one big puzzle, but there's like little puzzles
Yeah.
in between. It's
Mhm.
It's a lot. It's like open world puzzle game. It's
Is it
very
sort of
weird.
like Heavy Rain? Or no, Heavy Rain isn't a puzzle game. It's just one of those decision-making games.
I guess it's hard to describe. It's more like
As-
what you got to check it out kind
As
of
Video
thing.
Game Donkey once said, it's like playing Portal, but upside down, mirrored, and half the screen is missing.
Oh.
I don't know. I've seen playthroughs of it and stuff. It doesn't seem that hard. It looks like it's just like a lot of non-linear thinking where instead of like, so you're like sitting at a puzzle and you're like trying to hit buttons and you're like, oh, I don't know this. Instead of looking at that puzzle, you have to go like around on top of a cliff and like look down, and then it gives you the pattern that you need to do. It's a lot more of environment exploring than sitting at a puzzle, figuring it out and moving on.
I always like games that just have those overly complicated puzzles where they put the, like, where you put the answer in front of you but don't show you the whole solution until you sort of, like, step back and look at more of the level.
Mm-hmm. I always love when those games have those complex puzzles as well. I also especially love the fact that I can now Google when I get stuck at one. Because I was going to say this before.
That was actually a serious issue of mine growing up. Remember game FAQs? Does anybody remember that? I would print out like pages of the guide to the location on everything, and even then it was a struggle because they're like, oh yeah, it's a little bit to the left of this landmark, and it's like, well, where's the landmark? Nowadays, you can just go online, you can pull your phone out of your pocket, look up a video for the exact part you're at, and somebody's just going to show it to you.
You don't even need to pull up your phone out. You just go, hey, Cortana, snap YouTube, and then you can just watch the video next to the thing. Like,
I remember getting those cheat code books, like, with all, like, X right, B at left, star.
Did anybody in here used to have an action replay?
No.
I did.
Oh.
Yeah. For
Nintendo
DS.
Okay. They made those for DS.
Mm-hmm.
I had one back in the day of like Game Boy
Game
SP.
Sharks?
Mm-hmm. No, it was an actual brand named action replay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And I remember as a kid I was trying to figure out like, how does this work? You know, how does this code do a thing? And I got halfway to figuring it out and then couldn't. Sort of like me in C++.
The action replays for the DS were like super easy. And, like, I could just, like, go on and be like, I want 1,000 Master Balls. Give me them.
Well, I've always found, like, I mean, growing up, I thought when we were kids playing video games was the hardest part of being a gamer was just, like, getting stuck at those things. It's like,
there was nothing to help you.
There was no one to go to. Like, your best bet was to go to school and hope someone else didn't get stuck there.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, I've been playing the new
Imagine
Pokemon.
trying to play Dark Souls.
Oh,
in that era.
Yeah.
Man.
But I was certain. Oh, go ahead.
The internet is actually, wow, this is kind of stupid, but the internet, bear with me here, is the reason why games like Minecraft could take off, because sure, at its face level, there are some basic mechanics, but you almost have to look up these things to figure the game out.
You need the community behind it.
Yeah,
Like
you
Redstone.
couldn't figure out Redstone, you couldn't figure out most of the crafting recipes, you would have no idea these items exist or even were craftable.
I mean, you
unless
could put on
looked up-
tooltips.
Or you could go on creative.
Yeah,
I don't know.
just walkthroughs.
I played a lot of Minecraft before they had like tooltips and all that
Yeah.
stuff, because I played it PC back when it was like, you know, they had just gotten past that creative mode and it was free to install, and then they
Yeah.
started charging like $20 for it 2 months later when it exploded.
Yeah, when Minecraft just took off.
But yeah, games like that wouldn't have taken off without like a community behind it.
I've been playing the new Pokemon Sun and Moon, and I will not shut up about it to people for the one simple fact: they put in waypoints.
Really?
Yeah, because that was the bane of my childhood right there. Is I was sitting in the car playing my Pokemon game, talking to some guy, didn't want to listen, so I just keep hitting A, get done, and I'm like, whoa, he just ran away. Where do I go? And then you can't talk to him again, and you're like, I don't know where I'm supposed to be going.
Yeah.
But now you're just like little waypoints on your map, and you're like, go here, and you're like.
Aw. That takes the fun out of
It
it.
does.
You would
It
think
does
you
take
would,
some of the
you
fun
would think it takes the fun out of it. It actually adds a nice little like, okay, there's my waypoint. I'm gonna stay in this little zone for a while, catch some Pokemon, do
Yeah.
some stuff over here. It almost added a little bit less stress to try to figure out the path, and a little bit more of I'm gonna explore this area till I have it full. Then I'm gonna go on to the next one because it's like,
You can now play the game more to completion than...
yeah, that's what I thought it added to it.
Oh,
I don't know. I
That's
guess I'm one of those masochistic gamers that likes just going through and struggling and failing and struggling some more and finally getting it and being like, oh, that's cool.
Well, I mean, the new one is not yellow, which I still think is the hardest Pokemon game ever because it's like, it's ridiculous. But
I always played Leaf Green and Fire Red.
yeah, but in this new one though, it's like very like some of the Pokemon you face like his bosses are way overpowered compared to the Pokemon you really actually have to try to level up your
Oh, in
starters.
yellow?
In the new Sun and Moon.
Oh.
It's not just
The
like
totem Pokemon.
yeah, it's like and then like they can call other Pokemon, so it's like not even this like You can't even just take one out. Like, it's actually, like, you actually have to be able to keep battling, and I've been using potions a lot more in this one.
Huh.
But, yellow is the one I always played. And you can look it up, like, Leaf Green and Fire Red, almost at each boss, they just upped the levels of each of their Pokemon higher, just to make it more closer to the, I think, the television series.
Yeah.
And just, like, it made it so much harder, I thought. Like, 'cause, I mean, they're like, oh, we'll give you all the starters, so it can't be that hard. But
Yeah.
it's still pretty hard.
I mean, yellow will always hold a special place in my heart because I was 5, maybe 6. My parents my family had just moved back from Florida, and I was visiting my grandparents, and my grandpa was just like, hey, let's go to the Walmart. And he bought me yellow version and a yellow Game Boy, and I couldn't even read at this point. Pokemon is the game that taught me how to read.
Yeah. No, my brother had the original Game Boy and the yellow, and he got, like, done with it. He goes, you want it? And I'm like, yeah. So I just had this original, and I'd play it, and I'm like, and I'm like, God, it'll look back at it now. I mean, I have it on my 3DS, and compared to Sun and Moon, because I'm trying to cheat and get a Mew and put that in Sun and Moon, but, they won't open up the bank. My anger goes out with this. But it's just, like, kind of interesting to see just, like, how much has changed. But, like, how much I still love that goddamn pixelated game.
Can you imagine how big of a mountain of AA's the original Game Boy through the Game Boy Advance had gone through?
Oh my gosh.
I mean, my favorite part about the SP was that you could plug it in and charge it. You didn't have to be like, hey, Mom, Dad, I need AA's.
The SP
that was the worst part about video games, asking your parents for more batteries.
Because your mom's like, I just gave you batteries earlier today, you little...
I gave you batteries 2 days ago. Come on, they last forever.
The SP, though...
play all day.
Yeah.
I think the Game Boy SP was such a leap forward in, like...
With that backlight.
With the backlight.
And it's just, like, how
the
small
chargeable
it was.
battery.
Yeah.
And then, like, they sort of the
it was
first
an
wired
innovation
one where you
in the
just plugged it in the
handheld
back.
gaming
Yeah.
industry.
I mean, that was like the
foldable.
precursor to the...
Foldable.
That was like the precursor to the built-in wireless on the DS. Is like you had that little chip in the back and you didn't need that weird cord.
Dude, I just remember sitting in 3rd grade. We had like a fire drill or a tornado drill, and we had to stay late for school, like, because it was like, or no, it wasn't a drill, it was an actual tornado, I think.
Yeah.
Because they made us stay. And we're sitting in the hall, and our teacher goes, if you have Game Boys, you can go ahead and play them. All of a sudden, every kid just whipped one out and just started like, it was just like, it was the precursor to everyone having a smartphone.
Because everyone had a Game Boy.
But back then, it was weird to see all of a sudden everybody just stare at a screen. Now it's like, that's just lunch.
That's par for the course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I will maintain something. I never understood the smartphone thing because actually, I didn't get a smartphone until halfway through my freshman year in college. I was still rocking a slide phone.
Oh,
my
nice.
what would you call those? Like the Motorola
Oh, I don't even know.
slidey
yeah.
red one. It came in like red and black.
Oh, I totally know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Something.
And I was just rolling up like, hey, can I get your number?
I lucked out. My brother got the iPhone 3G or something like that,
Yeah,
the second one. And then when he upgraded, he gave me that one.
Yeah.
So I've been on the iPhone game for quite a while.
Well,
I don't like Apple anymore.
No, Apple's great for one thing, is that for a company that literally invented the device, they don't know how to make them anymore.
And invented privacy invasion.
Yeah, well, I mean, the internet kind of destroyed privacy. The day
Yeah.
everyone started posting their private lives onto it.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. But you got to admit, there's nothing more entertaining than that one person that uploads their entire life to Facebook, and you don't even know them that well in real life, but it's just entertaining to see how much of a show their life is through their Facebook.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's almost
messed
like.
up?
I mean, I look at those people too, and I'll make fun of them. Like, oh God, I can't believe you're posting this again. I read every post though.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because to me,
yeah.
it's almost like cringe humor. It's like, I can't believe you're doing
Like
this
it's
to
always
yourself.
like it's always sunny.
Yeah.
It's like you don't come because the jokes are actually funny. You watch because it's like I can't believe they put this in a TV show.
No.
Almost. It's like, oh my God, if I were in that situation, I would just shut down.
I love the rants and like the paragraphs people do on Facebook, and then I love the people who are like, go home and write your little Facebook thing, and I'm like, does that do anything? If only it makes me angry at the person and their views.
Well, I mean, what did Cody 2012 achieve?
Nothing.
A guy with a ton of money who ended up who got found jacking it in San Diego.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think didn't he go insane because then everyone stopped taking Cody 2012 seriously?
Yeah.
I don't know if your mental state is fragile enough where people making fun of your internet campaign will destroy you. There's obviously some
That was like one of
intrinsic.
the first memes I remember.
Yeah, dude, I believe if you're gonna work in the internet industry, you gotta work for those hate comments. The day people start going, you're like, I hate you and stuff like that on your thing,
That means
how
you're
you know
doing
you've made
something
it.
right.
That means you're making such waves in the universe that people are upset and they have to let you know. You're like,
Yes. Haters are my motivators.
I mean, yeah, you love the fans, but it's the haters that keep you going. Like,
Well, I mean, look at, I don't know, Kanye.
yeah.
Kanye's got a lot of haters. He gets talked about a lot.
Yeah, Kanye is crazy though. So,
Yeah, Kanye's Kanye.
but it's he's crazy because he hasn't been drinking water. That's why he's crazy. I don't think he's ever drinking water, but
What, does he just
because
drink
he's
vodka
Jesus and it
constantly?
turns to wine.
yeah. Well, I mean, like, wasn't it like Thanksgiving-ish where he had to be hospitalized because he went crazy,
Yeah.
like really crazy, and they're like, oh, it was because of dehydration. And I'm like, I think he just snapped again.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know Kanye. Might be the nicest guy in the world. Might be a persona. Allegedly, crazy asshole.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Okay, well, what time are we looking at here?
We are at 32 and a half minutes.
Okay, so then we'll call this the end of our first podcast, podcast that we have named.
The way we play.
Yeah. So signing off, this is again Connor Hamilton.
Brice Cornell.
Patrick Gainen
Michael Gainen.
and Michael Gainen. All right.